Flattery won't go to your head, and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it? You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know who you are, flattery won't go to your head and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it? You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know who you are, flattery won't go to your head and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it? You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know who you are, flattery won't go to your head and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it? You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God.
My. Good evening, everybody. Late night live, the DCN SMOKE. I am starting off with Pastor Terry K. Anderson with a powerful message. Short, sweet, and to the point. Secure people aren't moved by opinions. I'm going to play it over and over again for the next couple of minutes until people start coming on. Then I'm going to go into the Rocky Mount City Council meeting on today. I did not make it. I understand the roads were pretty bad over in Rocky Mount. Didn't try to go that way. So I didn't go, but I looked at it online. And I'm going to share the meeting, some parts of the meeting. Well, probably all of it. Yeah, it's only about 45 minutes long. But I'm going to share it all, and I'm going to give my perspective on the meeting. Wish I could have been there and recorded it for myself. However, I'm glad that they have started recording their meetings on YouTube. So it's okay. But again, I am going to repeatedly play Pastor Terry K. Anderson message snippet. Secure people aren't moved by opinions. Powerful, powerful, powerful. To my strong leaders, make sure you hear this message and remember it, because some of the things we have to endure, this is the answer. So I am going to start playing it again and let it sink in.
Flattery won't go to your head, and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing me. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say?
Good God Almighty. Woo! No, he didn't say anybody behind your back is in perfect position. Then he asked the church, can he say it? Well, he moved on. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Continue to listen to repeatedly Pastor Terry K. Anderson. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Secure people aren't moved by opinions. It's 9:30 on the dot. I'm going to play it for a couple more, for another minute or two. Then I'm going to get right on into my perspective on the Rocky Mount City Council meeting on today. I get so many calls, and when I see people in the street, they want to talk to me about the Rocky Mount City Council utilities. Y'all know what's been going on. No, I don't live in Rocky Mount. Been working over there for 39 years. Tomorrow, January the 27th. I think it was the 27th. 29 years. But I have family, friends, enemies. Lifetime member of the Rocky Mount NAACP. Joined in 1992. Member of the Edgecombe County Democratic Party, Edgecombe County side of Rocky Mount. Covered, been a member of the party since the late 80s. Well, before then, but got actively engaged on the county level and as a precinct chair. So I'm like Andre Knight, Councilman Andre Knight, Rocky Mount City Council, in his Don't Blame Me speech. I have done my part. Have you done your part? I speak out for the least of these. Like I said, I have family, friends, and enemies in Rocky Mount. And I learned a long time ago, all eyes on Rocky Mount. Oh, and I have been the first vice chair of Need Incorporated, which is now new. And other different organizations. I have probably resigned from many more organizations than most people have been a part of. Because if it's about foolishness, I don't stick around. I went to meetings over the years to learn who the folk are. And I very well know who the players are in Edgecombe County, but not limited to across the state, because I am not limited to Edgecombe County. But in Edgecombe County, I know who the players are, and some are Well, the ones that play a role on the Edgecombe side in Nash County, I know them too. I used to go to the Nash County Democratic Party meetings, NAACP meetings, same with Wilson County, Pitt County, and all around. But back to Terry K. Anderson. Played a couple more times, and then I'm going to play the Rocky Mount City Council meeting, and I'm going to give my perspective on it.
You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here, and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know who you are, flattery won't go to your head, and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it? You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here, and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know who you are, flattery won't go to your head, and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing you. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people that don't even matter. Because there's a reason they know me and I don't know them. Because I'm up here and you down there. So what I look like coming from up here to fool with somebody around there. And anybody who's talking about you behind your back is in a perfect position. Can I say it?
My. That's my favorite part right there. Glory. Hallelujah. You can't make it no plainer than that. I'm going to let it play to the end, then I'm going right on into the Rocky Mount City Council meeting.
You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here, and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God. When you know.
My. I could listen to that all night long. That's going to be one of my favorites. All right, ready to go into the Rocky Mount City Council meeting, and I'm going to give my perspective on it. Here we go.
In silence. Thank you. This time I'd like to ask City Clerk, you'll please call the roll.
Councilmember Knight.
Here.
Blackwell.
Here.
Robertson.
Here.
T.J. Walker. Daltrich.
Here.
Harris.
Here.
Javaris Walker.
Here. Okay, and Mr. Walker is here. Okay, this time I'd like to ask for a motion, consideration of the minutes of the regular scheduled City Council meeting, which was held on November 10th of 2025. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Harris. Is there a second? Second made by Councilman Javaris Walker. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, like sign. Minutes have been approved. This time, I am not aware of any additions or deletions to the agenda, but does anybody have any that they would like to bring forward this afternoon? Okay, seeing none at this time, what I'll do is I'll turn the meeting over to our city manager, Elton Daniels, for a community update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
We don't have any special community events going on this week, but I would like to provide an update on our utility billing and recent inclement weather operations as well as city services. While we're still on schedule to have billing cycles reestablished within approximately 60 days or less, some customers are continuing to experience issues with invoice dates. As noted in our previous update, this is to be expected and to continue for the next few weeks as the city transitions to a standard monthly billing cycle. During this transition, 2 billing statements were generated within the same month as a part of the schedule reset. Because of that timing, some statements temporarily displayed a prior balance as past due or did not immediately reflect a recent submitted payment at the time the statement was produced. This is a statement timing and display issue, not a payment processing issue. Again, over the next few weeks, customers may still continue to see limited time-related inconsistencies as the billing cycle fully stabilizes. Specifically, a statement may be briefly show a past due balance even though payment, including auto draft, was processed successfully. Payment may post correctly to the account but appear on the statement after the billing cutoff date. What remains consistent throughout this entire transition is that the integrity of the payment system. Auto draft is functioning as intended. Payments are posting correctly to customers' accounts and are visible in the online portal within 24 hours of receipt, whether paid online, in person, or through the call center. No late fees, penalties, or service actions are being assessed as a result of this transition. To reestablish the billing standard cycle, customers may see fewer usage days reflected on upcoming statements. Standard usage days bills will be between 28 and 30 days and will not exceed 33 days. By the end of March, the billing schedule and statements should be normalized as customers will consistently see payments and balance reflected accurately. Staff will continue to closely monitor this billing situation and hopefully the performance and customer contacts to confirm completion of the transition in the coming weeks. Now, with regard to the inclement weather updates. The city activated storm operations at 7 p.m. on Saturday and concluded operations at 7 o'clock this morning. Our team was fully prepared and committed to serving our community throughout the event. At approximately 8:40 p.m. on Sunday, 2 outages occurred, affecting approximately 2,600 customers. Crews responded immediately and restored services within 90 minutes. No additional outages occurred during the storm. We are now coordinating with other communities that were more severely impacted to offer assistance as needed. Due to the current road conditions, city offices and community centers will open at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, January 27th, and close at 5 p.m. The Tar River Transit, which was not operable today, will begin operating at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And last but not least, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to our frontline staff and to everyone who went out into the winter storm to continue providing essential services. While most people were encouraged to stay indoors for their own safety, you all stepped outside, often in difficult conditions, to ensure our residents were safe, supported, and cared for. Your dedication, professionalism, and willingness to serve when it matters most do not go unnoticed. I am truly grateful for your commitment and for the vital role you play in keeping our community running, even in harsh weather. Thank you.
My. Awesome report. I know over the years, Rocky Mount electricity utilities crew have gone out and helped other areas, and it looked like they'll get ready to do that again. And I think they have been noted for that from outside sources over the years. But remember all that the current city manager, Elton Daniels, just said. If you don't remember, as we move forward, go back and listen to it again, because it's going to come up again throughout this. So let's continue.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Does anybody have any questions or comments for our manager? Yes, sir. Councilman T.J. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Manager, for those updates. Just a point of clarity, when we had our open meeting, committee of the whole for the utility update, I asked the question, will we receive another bill? That answer was no. Since then, we have received other bills, and so with that being noted and stated and happening abroad still, a couple things that I would like to ask from you, Mr. Manager, to receive. One would be, are we sure how this issue occurred, and if so, who did it? Who was responsible? That would be the first question. The second question is that individual or those individuals, are they still employed with us? If so, or if not, if they're not employed, how are we able to rectify the situation if we don't know what happened? Or if we do know what happened, are we able to rectify the situation? And my last question is, what are we doing now? As far as I know, the last meeting you told me to have people to directly contact you or to our director of business services. Customer services, okay. So for any individual that may not, I guess, be watching them, like, how are we communicating that now to public about what they can do in this situation we're in now?
Well, I'll just address what they can do for the public. We're making a public announcement today on the update, so hopefully they will, utilize our online platforms or have some form of communication with regard to the YouTube to see what was discussed today. And just like any other situation, they're more than welcome to contact the members of council, and staff will provide information to give to you so you can reach out to the constituents individually.
Okay, thank you. And the other question, I'm not sure how long those will take to respond back, but if we can have, I don't know if that's going to be in a committee of the whole, if we want to talk about it in a committee of the whole, or if you just want to email it to us, but whatever your preference is for that is fine.
With regard to personnel issues, they would have to be confidential.
What remains
the other
consistent
issues,
throughout this
I'll be more
entire
than willing to
transition is
email
that
you
the
on
integrity
certain
of the
pages
papers
I've done so far.
auto draft is function.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Anyone else?
My. I get it. You come to the meeting with questions, but when the questions have basically been answered, you need to put those questions to the side. I understand that a councilman represents their ward, and not only their ward, but the entire city. But when the city manager gives an open statement about the process, an update on what's going on with the utilities, why? I don't get it. Come on now. Majority of that was personnel issue. You cannot talk about employees publicly in a meeting like that. Come on now. So that's giving folk an idea that they gonna get those answers in the public. That's personnel issues when you're talking about a person's job. Come on now. But I guess it makes a difference when you have people out there that are not, that don't know how it is on a real job. They don't know the process. But now let's move forward to the next council member.
Yes, Councilman Harris.
Thank you, Mayor. Manager Daniels, just want to make sure that I understood correctly, as well as the public. In 2026, there will only be 12 billing segments.
I am not prepared to answer that just yet. What I've stated is that we are transitioning toward a monthly billing cycle. So that is the goal. But, I don't have that exact information in front of me right now.
People addressed us last meeting about some unmetered or non-metered charges. If we assess those accounts 13 times in 2025, when they should only have been 12 times?
Individual accounts have been able to contact the billing service center directly, and they have been handled on an individual basis.
Well, I believe that probably covers just about everybody, because we all have water runoff and other minute services. So are you saying all citizens have got to contact the business services center?
No, what I'm saying is that if you have discrepancies on your individual account, you should contact the billing service center. That said, from the overall perspective, anything that impacts all citizens, we will do our best to try to make sure that we present that at a public meeting. That way, they can get the information at the same time.
Thank you, Councilman. Anyone else?
My. Here we go again. Basically the same damn thing. I get it. You come to a meeting with questions. But when the city manager gives an update, and I would think that he included it all, what he just asked. Come on now. Here we go again. Misleading the public. I mean, they heard the update and said it would continue to be updating. And if they didn't, they can go back and look at this YouTube. Just like I'm doing now, just like y'all listening to it. But you can watch it for yourself. I'm just showing you the audio. But come on now. Stop playing upon folk intelligence.
Yes, Councilman Jabars Walker.
Just wanted to shout out Chief McCourt for everything that you done during the storm. But Saturday night, as me and Carlton went out and passed out blankets to the homeless shelter, and we ran into a situation and your police came out. I want to give a kudos to Lieutenant Brown and Sergeant Cairns for everything they done. Everything they asked for, they done. Propane tank, warmers, covers, blankets, candles. They made sure they had everything to be successful through the night. They did not want to go to a hotel. They offered to buy them a hotel out of their own money. As we was passing out pizza and fed them, the little things they needed to make it through the night, your people provided. And I just want to give them a shout out and thank you for everything that you guys are doing, and tell them I appreciate that for just doing what they're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? With that, we'll move on then to petitions to be received from the public. This is an opportunity for public comment, and we thank you for coming to the Rocky Mountain City Council meeting tonight to share your views, and we value all citizen input. Speaker comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes during the public comment period. At the conclusion of 3 minutes, each speaker shall leave the podium. Comments must be directed to the full board, not to an individual board member or staff member. Although the board is interested in your comments, speakers should not expect any comments, action, or deliberation from the board on any issue raised during the public comment period. In the board's discretion, it may refer issues to the appropriate city officials or staff for further investigation. If an organized group is present to speak on a common issue, please designate one person to present the group's comments, which shall be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. At this time, I'd like to invite Mary B. Berry to the podium.
Mine is a complaint. And the complaint is, I was out at the dog park and a friend showed me a YouTube thing of me the time I got removed from the council meeting. And my complaint is that if I were watching it, I would have thought I said something horrible.
I'm going to stop it right there. I was at that meeting. It was the committee of the whole meeting. And people was told they could not talk. Again, I was at that meeting. I recorded it. And people were told that this was the committee of the whole meeting. And people talked, outburst the whole time. So when she spoke and kept on speaking, they asked her out. So come on now. And I doubt if you waited till you got to a dog park. I'm quite sure you went back and looked at the meeting that same night. And or somebody, you had a conversation with somebody. So let's be real. You ain't waited till you went to no dog park. Somebody had to show it to you on no YouTube. Because if I knew it was me, I would want to go back that same night and look at it and see what happened.
Which I don't think I did. because apparently with me sitting there, it wasn't picked up on this microphone. So
It wasn't supposed to be picked up on the damn microphone. Because you weren't supposed to be talking. Come on now.
people did not hear what I had to say. All they heard was somebody's response to it.
You say they didn't hear what you said, but you saying that Councilman Andre Knight was way up there on the podium and he heard you and responded to you. So come on, let's be real.
And his response was very racist and uncalled for. I believe being called a Karen is not a good thing.
Racist and being called a Karen is not a good thing. But not addressing that you were out of order. Because you were not supposed to be talking in that meeting. But I guess that's what some folks think they got special privileges.
But if I were watching that, I would think that I had said something racist to him, which I did not. I'm not racist. I happen to have black members in my immediate family.
Wow. How many damn times have we heard that? I got black members in her immediate family. Okay. So do I, and so do other people. I have whites in my family. What they got to do with anything? When you were out of order, you were out of order. And if that's how he saw you as a Karen, then so be it.
Thank you very much. It's very upsetting to me because he's been here long enough. He knows how the system works. He probably knew that what I was saying would not be heard by the public.
Wow. He been here a long time. He know how the system works. And it probably wouldn't be heard by the public. Well, what the hell you hollered out for? Come on now.
You know, the people who were in the room that day, they heard it. And everybody up there should have heard it. I made no racist remarks. I may have questioned his character, but not his color.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Wow. You questioned his character. Again, you was not supposed to be talking. Now you up here trying to act like you about to cry. When you was wrong, now you playing victim.
Thought we're not supposed to be addressing individual council members.
I didn't say his name.
You didn't have to. You point one of us
Thank
out.
you, Councilman. I got it. Ms. Berry, I think that the point is made that you're upset, and I think that we can move on from there. Specifically, we're noted this, and thank you for coming. Do you have anything else you'd like to address?
3 minutes? I haven't had my 3 minutes.
That's fine. You're welcome to your 3 minutes. Please, abstain from talking about individuals.
Well, okay, then I'll go on to the fact that it was very disrespectful how you guys left the meeting last time and left the public sitting out here waiting for you guys to come back out. When you guys could have waited and done your meeting afterwards, and it would have been the same amount of time for you guys.
Thank you, Ms. Berry.
Wow. I have already addressed that with some folk that spoke to me on that night. And since then, what you all got to understand is the city council is in control of their meetings. Now, they started they had the committee of the whole meeting first that I attended. And they went into closed session, and I went into the council room where other people were. And they came in the room It's the same meeting because it was the committee of the whole meeting that day, not a regular meeting. They just moved it to the council chambers because there was so many people there, but they should have kept it in the committee of the whole room because and let people sit in the chamber and watched it and downstairs like some people were, because you couldn't speak anyway. Weren't supposed to speak, but the outbursts continued throughout the meeting, and that's why they should have kept it in the council in the committee of the whole room. But again, special privileges. Some folk think they got, and that's what happens. So you can't tell them when they can go in closed session. I mean, come on now.
This time I'd like to invite Earl Jones to the podium.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Earl Jones, Ward 6. I'm a proud Navy veteran and a retired DOT accounting manager. Earlier this month, I spoke to you along with about 36 of my fellow citizens regarding the receipt of multiple utility bills within the same month. I also sought clarification in layman's terms of how this billing irregularity occurred and was left wondering whether the second billing was 100% accurate or not. It seemed logical to me and every other citizen that spoke that the best solution might be a 30 to 31 day billing cycle from that point forward. Imagine my surprise last Friday when I received my bill and I was billed for only 26 days. 26. Okay, that's 5 short. Okay, so if you take and divide 365 days by 26, you get 14. We're moving in the wrong direction. We had 13 in 2025. We're getting 14 in 2026. I thought we wanted 12. It's what all the people wanted. It's a challenge. So I just want to say that dog won't hunt. We're going in the wrong direction. Do the math on your phone, your calculator. If city leadership cannot make a motion or a decision to guarantee us one bill per month, can the citizens of Rocky Mount vote to adopt such a thing? I think we'd win. And by the way, nothing was corrected on the bill I just received. We were told that we could receive updates on the situation from our councilman. I called my councilman last week, and he received no updates to pass along. None. Nothing. I don't blame him for that. Nothing to pass along if he didn't receive anything. Now is the time to not procrastinate. Now's the time to not offer excuses. Now's the time to act. It's the time. The people are demanding you act.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
My, again, come up there with a prepared speech when the city manager has given an update. I get it. You come with a prepared speech. But the city manager has given an update. Waste of time. I don't care your credentials, your background, and you cannot help. Whether you said it then or not, I can't remember, but I know you said it at the other meeting I was to. They cannot allow you to help them. This is personnel, people, personal information. You cannot help out. You are not employed by the city of Rocky Mount. give these folk time to fix the problem. If they don't fix it, then take other means. But give them time to fix the issue. They have 2 meetings a month. And we were just talking about the last meeting, the second Monday. This is the 4th Monday. You haven't talked about 2 weeks. It has not even made it into February yet. Folk, come on.
I'd like to invite Ms. Nathlin O'Reed to the podium.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
City Manager, and those present. My name is Nathlin O'Reed. I live in Edgecombe County. I'm exhausted from wiping ice off of my car today to get here. I'm also concerned. I was kind of happy until last week when I received another utility bill. I was relieved to see it's not due until like the first week of February. But I was concerned about the 29-day cycle. He said he had a 26-day cycle. And that sounds like an inconsistency. As a customer, we need explanations with our bills to help us to fully and consistently understand across the board what's going on. We also received a bill, an extra bill at my church. So it's not just the residences, it's the churches, and is the hospital over there on our utility thing? Do they receive Rocky Mount utilities at the hospital? Does anybody know? They do. Okay, so I'm sure they got a whopper.
Well, if they got
At
a
any
whopper,
rate,
I'm quite sure they will take it up with the Rocky Mount City government. Come on now. State your case. Your case. And the other folk state their case.
concerned about the extra charges for the refuse, trash, water runoff that were charged in December because there was no reflection or no corrections made in my January bill. And I'm looking for some correction. You know, my mother was a math teacher, and she taught me how to add and subtract. And I'm looking at it, and the subtractions coming out of my bank account. Now I want some to come on my utility statement and show me some corrections that are made. And like I said, I handle utilities down in Duplin County, and we did get a refund in mail, a check. I took the Truist Bank, and they cashed it, and it was good. So please do the research. You know, find out how to help us citizens. We're trying to work with you. Please work with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Reed. I know you spoke to this in your comments. You maybe want to just reiterate, where we are in that process, just for the clarification of everybody. Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Again, over the next few weeks, customers may continue to see limited timing-related inconsistencies with the billing cycle until it fully stabilizes. Specifically, a statement may briefly show a past due balance even though payment, including auto draft, was processed successfully. Payment may post correctly to the account but appear on the statement after the billing cutoff date. What remains consistent throughout this transition is the integrity of the payment system itself. Auto draft is functioning as intended. Payments are posting correctly to customer accounts and are visible in the online portal within 24 hours of receipt, whether paid online, in person, or through the call center. Throughout this entire process, no late fees, penalties, or service actions with regard to disconnects are being assessed as a result of this transition. To reestablish the standard billing cycle, customers may see fewer usage days reflected on upcoming statements, which is what a few of you all mentioned today. Standard usage days billed will be between 28 and 30 days approximately, with not to exceed 33 days. By the end of March, which is our goal, the billing schedule and statements should be normalized, and customers will consistently see payments and balance reflected accurately. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
My. Again, the city manager gave that update at the beginning of the meeting. But then you had folk to question, wasting time, because they come with prepared speeches. But again, when you got a prepared speech and your question has been answered, why? Come on now.
Yes, sir. Councilman Knight.
I want to make a brief statement. Were you through with public comment?
We're done with public comment. We're moving on to number 8.
Yeah, so I wanted to be clear. When we have a committee of the whole, there are rules that are read at the beginning of each meeting. Is that correct? That citizens cannot say anything during the meeting. It's an opportunity for staff and council to dialogue and to ask questions. And the rule applies to anybody, regardless of your race, your sex, your nationality, or your religious beliefs. It's for all citizens when it's read at the beginning of each committee of the whole meeting. It is a work session for the council and the staff. And if it's not followed by the citizens, then the chair has to the right to have that person removed or the person to be quiet during that meeting. Am I correct with that statement?
Those are normally the work rules of the committee of the whole. If that's what you look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My. That was not needed. However, when the woman came up that talked about Andre had called her Karen. So now Andre read the rules of the committee of the whole meeting that was read on the night of the committee of the whole meeting that she attended. But again, she made it clear that she said what she said. So the outcome was you was removed from the room. Come on now.
Councilman, let's move on to number 8, which is the consent agenda. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve tax releases, approve the street closure, adopt the ordinance, and accept offer and proceed to the extension of the financing agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Daughtridge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second made by Councilman Blackwell. Need for discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, item number 9 is consideration and adoption of the following fiscal year 2025-2026 Community Development Project Ordinances. It's the Community Development Block Grant CDBG for $501,888 and the Home Investment Partnership Grant HME 26 for $358,801. There are no local matching funds required for these particular grants. Then I need a motion to adopt the ordinances. Motion made by Councilman Knight. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Blackwell. Is there a need for discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Item 10 is consideration of the annual non-profit agreement with the Carolinas Gateway Partnership in the amount of $353,250. This agreement reflects a 10% reduction of the amount appropriated in the general fund of the adopted fiscal year 2026 budget and 10% less than the amount paid in fiscal year 2025. I need a motion to approve the agreement and authorize the mayor, city clerk, finance director to execute the same on behalf of the city. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Blackwell. I'm sorry. After I get a second. Is there second made by Councilman Knight? Is there a need for discussion? Councilman Robertson, I recognize you.
Thank you, Mayor.
As a newest council member up here, I represent Ward 3, where we have one of the highest unemployment rates, the least economic development. My constituents want to know in a financial crisis why we are approving $53,250 payment. So I just love some clarity on it. I talk to the manager. I would like to table this tonight and get a presentation at the next committee of the whole meeting. But if we can't do that, I would love to have some clarity and a presentation tonight.
Now, that was about as ignorant as it get. First of all, he ought to already known what this was all about before he got to the meeting, because he should get a package. And if he had any questions, he should have talked to someone. But this is right in his ward, and this Negro don't even understand the significance of what is taking place. But continue to listen. And we don't have much more to go in this meeting, but please listen to the end, because this is the type of mess that goes on at the city council meeting.
Sure, Councilmember Robertson. What I will say is that this funding was actually adopted with the approval of the annual budget back in sometime in June of the previous year. That said, in light of the financial situation that the city currently finds themselves, I, along with other members of the board, work with the Carolina Gateways Partnership in coming to an agreement on a reduced amount, which is a 10% amount. With regard to some of their active projects, and if anybody has any questions about specifics with the Carolina Gateways Partnership, I do believe that the CEO and president, Mr. Bob Pike, is here, and he's willing to stand up and answer any questions that you all may have.
So I think the point is this: the monies have already been approved in our budget, and this is a reduction of 10% of what the approved amounts are. If you're wishing to table that, I'll need a second to table it. We'll have to vote on it.
Well, that would be a substitute motion, I believe.
It would be a substitute motion, correct?
May I make a comment?
You may, please.
Okay,
Councilman Knight, Blackwell.
Blackwell.
Right.
I just want to also state that if we're going to get out of this crisis, we can't cut our way to success. I just want to be real clear. It's just budget mathematics. Somebody talked about addition and subtraction. We better be talking about multiplication and division and some complex math. If you want to grow your revenue, you've got to be able to recruit industries that are equipped to be able to provide more than a few $100s a month in taxes and in utilities. The way to lower utility rates is to have an aggressive infrastructure that builds opportunities to grow businesses, both small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and large businesses. And I just want to use an example, and I have no problem. I know Mr. Pike is here, and I really do feel you should give us, and I've asked repeatedly for previous administrations and mayors pro tem, that we have quarterly updates from Carolina's Gateway Partnership about the value of our investment, and not just because we're in a crisis. But I'd just like to give an example. Last month, during our session, there was a request from the planning department to rezone 150 acres in Battleboro, which is in Edgecombe County, for business development. And we did it. And it's a company that's going to employ a lot of people. Okay, you can tell that part. But if you don't have somebody actively working to recruit industry into your community, you will not get it. We have a partnership which was in place for 25 years or more. That was a regional approach to recruiting industries to Edgecombe, Rocky Mount, and Nash counties. And it was working fine until Nash County pulled out because one company decided to locate in Edgecombe County. And they're on their own now. But we're still collaborating with Edgecombe County to recruit companies into the city.
And that was the Nash County commissioners that pushed that
limits of Rocky Mount, both Nash County and Edgecombe County, and focus on Edgecombe County development. That's a good use of your tax dollars. It's not just money going out, it's money coming in. And the way to evaluate success is not in short-term gains and wins. We got to do that too, because we got to live to fight another day. But you got to have some long-term strategies to grow our economy and to grow our base while we're trying to manage our way through this crisis which we created. So I have no issues with Mr. Pike updating us, but I do have an issue about delaying investment that can work every day while we're trying to get out of this to grow our base so that we can create jobs that are living wage or greater, build infrastructure and economic viability for our entire economy. So that's my request. If Mr. Pike is able to come give us some stats, that's something.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment that, if I may, hang on one second. I've got several people wanting to speak. Would you like to come speak, Mr. Pike? I mean, while we're having this discussion that may have bearing on some of the comments, and then I'll recognize Councilman Knight and Councilman T.J. Walker.
Well, I was going to say it may have some bearing on whether Mr. Pike want to speak or not. I was going to say that
I'll recognize you, Mr.
hopefully
Pike.
that I know this spare of the moment. I would rather see Mr. Pike and the chamber and whoever else we want to come to present to us at a committee of the whole where we can have the opportunity to ask in-depth questions. The money has been approved. It's a reduction of 10%. I think we reduce most of our, or not all our nonprofit organization that we were giving monies to by 10%. And so Mr. Pike got a 3-minute presentation, fine, but, I'd rather give you the opportunity to have more time to talk to us, and we talk to you as well with questions in a setting that we can do that. But all yours.
And I'll recognize you, Councilman T.J. Walker, if you don't.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I was just recusing myself from the vote, being a board member of Carolina Gateways Partnership.
Got it. Mr. Pike, anything you'd like to address the board with? And thank you for being here, and thank you for doing all you do.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity to be here, as well as your support over the years since 1997, and the work that we're collaboratively doing within the region. But yes, we'd be more than willing to, matter of fact, I would welcome the opportunity to come on a quarterly basis or as needed. I stand by here anytime for you to come. One of the things we like to do is, obviously, because of economic development projects, a lot of times one of the things I don't like about this job, they have to be in closed session because companies that want to make decisions may affect jobs of other people in our region or outside. So we would have to go into closed session on some of the details that we would want to talk to you about. But with that said, there's a lot of generalities we can discuss. Like was illustrated with the project up at the intermodal, over $150 million. It's going to be invested with 200 to 300 jobs. So to your point, between that and some of the projects we have, the Trinity building in South Rocky Mount is going to be on stream sometime in March. That's an exciting project for that part of the city, along with the Rocky Mount Industrial Village. I spent all last week with the developer with tremendous excitement about the first building. If you've been by there, it's coming out of the ground, 45,000 square feet. And our goal is to have it leased before it's completed. And we're expecting that completion in April. In addition to that, to let you know, we spend these funds not just for recruiting, which is obvious, but a part of that is legal work that we have to go into in developing options, and we like to develop and have inventory ready to go, so when a company comes into town, they're ready to go usually, and if we're ahead of the game, we have inventory, if you will. The example with the Rocky Mountain Industrial Park. We've engaged into a 5-year option on a piece of property in the southern part of the rail yard, which we're really excited. We're calling it the Rocky Mount Industrial Center, I think is the term, excuse me. You can follow up my notes, but that's going to be a piece of property along with the Trinity building with Valencia Piping coming in there. We're going to start an effort to revitalization in that town or in that part of our city. So a lot of things we do, we can talk about openly, and we'd like to do that. But we also, go into closed session. I'll be more than happy to go into details, not only the projects that affect the city specifically, but also what we're doing overall in the region, in particular the county-wide projects too. So, any questions?
Just a footnote, the Trinity Project, Councilman Robertson, that is in your ward. Yeah, that's your ward.
Yes, Councilman Robertson, I recognize you.
Thank you for being here today. And I understand that it takes money to make money. So I just need to understand the return on the investment, because right now we are in a financial crisis, and my constituents and the people want to see numbers and the return. So if that could be done in a committee of a whole, or if you want to take questions here, or I can give you these questions so you can prepare with numbers and data so we can quantify and justify the expense.
Sure, please. In either case, the other thing I would offer as a new councilman, please come by and visit with us, and we'll give you a full introduction to our staff and all the different programs we're working to. That will, I think, help you answer a lot of the questions you're getting.
Thank you, Mr.
I tell you, just damn embarrassing. Negro, learn your daggone role on the council. Talk to all the people you need to talk to, and stop embarrassing folk, and stop throwing out about the council being the governmental body being in a crisis. Hell, everybody knows it. The city manager is trying to get it corrected. Bro, when you come to a meeting and just listen, that you're talking about is in your ward, you don't even understand. Why you out here keep talking about you listen to the people? You need to be listening to the damn people around the table up there. And those folk like Mr. Pike, Gateway Partnership, and all those kinds of folk. And stop making yourself look ignorant at these meetings. It's embarrassing, bruh. Everybody know Rocky Mount is in a crisis. How many more times you gonna have to repeat that? And you ain't talking to that many people about no crisis. That's you, bruh. Come on, man.
Life, your willingness to come, and thank you today and all that you do for us, and look forward to future briefs going forward. Yes, sir. Councilman Harris, I'm sorry I didn't see you there.
That's fine, Mayor. Mr. Pike, thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to future opportunities of meeting with the council at COW meetings. I just want to piggyback quickly on Councilman Blackwell's remarks. Coming from the private sector to a public position, I know all too well the importance of private investment. As Councilman Blackwell said, we have got to work with businesses existing as well as new businesses in promoting our area so that we can build our tax base so that the taxes, property taxes, would not solely be on the responsibility of homeowners. Thank you so much, and we look forward to more successes.
Good. Thank you. So this time I have a motion and I have a second to approve the agreement and authorize the mayor, city clerk, and finance director to execute the same on behalf of the city. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, motion moves. That brings us to item number 11, which is consideration of bid RFP 320-241-025 AG, City of Rocky Mount Custodial Services Contract, award to Royal Quality Maintenance in the amount of $595,000 $145.36 for a 2-year contract. Year 1 is $297,572.68. Year 2 is the same number. This time, I receive a motion to award the bid as recommended and to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the bid contract. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Knight. Is there a second? Second made by Councilman Robertson. Is that right? No, Councilman Doddridge. Is there a need for further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. This time, I'll receive appointments or nominations for appointments for committees. I understand, Councilman Jabars Walker, you have a nomination.
Mayor, I would like to appoint Montez Fields to the Utility Service Review Board.
Okay. Are there any other nominations to be made tonight? Yes, sir. Councilman T.J. Walker.
Yes, sir. Just a question to the board. Being that Councilman Joyner was our primary board member for Upper Coastal Plains of Government, what are we going to do now to fulfill that vacancy? I was the alternate member. I don't mind serving as a primary. I really don't want to, but if nobody else does, then I will. But that is a vacant position right now, and they do have upcoming meetings in this upcoming year.
I'll entertain any nomination. As the alternate, I would consider that you are now our new guy until otherwise notified, if that's acceptable to you.
If nobody else wants it, that's...
No one's making eye contact up here.
But it is an important...
Yeah, perhaps we could discuss that in greater detail. It's a very important job, but in the interim, until we find that replacement, would you consider... I'm sorry.
First, we got a bunch of questions ready to take. Let them go. Question. Upper Coastal Council Government.
Yeah. So, I think for the moment, let's let TJ continue to meet for us until we decide if there's going to be another position made or nomination made. This time I have...
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about. That Charles Robinson, he replaced Richard Joyner on the council. And T.J. Walker just got through talking about he's serving as the alternative. And therefore, Andre got it. He just said, the brother sat beside him, Charles Robinson, asking all these questions. Why didn't he volunteer? It's your ward. Richard Joyner was the councilman, Ward 3. So why you didn't step up to the plate and say you would do it? T.J. Walker put it out there. What's the problem, bro? You don't want to learn the process? That was the opportune time. How ironic it came up during this meeting. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ruben Blackwell brought it up earlier in another meeting, maybe the committee of the whole meeting, or one meeting. Yeah, it had to been, because either the first meeting that he was trying to swear in the community along with him when he was sworn in. I do believe Ruben Blackwell told him then that he needed to consider that appointment to sit in to replace Richard. But we're almost at the end. Let me continue.
A nomination for the Utility Services Committee. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. This time we need to move into closed session. I need a motion for that. Some motion made by Councilman Harris. Is there a second?
A question.
The question, yes, sir, Councilman Harris.
There is a second personal form for Historic Preservation Committee.
Okay.
Are we supposed to act on this?
Well, we will need one. I don't have... I think we're delaying that until the next meeting, is my understanding. Tabling that until the next meeting.
Just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a segment of a closed session. What are we going to closed session?
I would prefer to do it in the...
What are we doing? Is it
attorney conference room?
Attorney-client privilege.
Yes, I have a motion. I need a second.
Second for attorney-client.
Purpose. Oh, the purpose. What is the purpose?
Attorney-client privilege.
I know, but I mean, is it for economic development or personnel?
Just attorney-client.
Just attorney-client. Okay. The lawyer won't talk to us. All right. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. We are now in closed session. Let's go to the
I wonder, did they get permission from the Karen that was in the room about them going into closed session? Anyway, y'all, that has been my perspective on the Rocky Mount City Council meeting on today. I wish I could have been there, but I understand the roads were pretty bad in Rocky Mount, and so I did not try to go that way. But I am so glad, again, that I could watch it via YouTube. And interesting. Go back to the beginning. I played Reverend Terry K. Anderson at the very beginning, and it was quite interesting. You need to go back. I want to see, can I I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna see, can I get somebody on the phone. Hold on, let me put this on mute. Hold on. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm gonna try to hold on just a second. All right, y'all. I'm back. Look, I'm sitting here before my laptop, my phones, two phones.
I want to wade
Hold. My phones and iPad. So now I want to briefly see, can I contact some council members to see if they would come on and talk about the meeting today. So let me see, can I get council members? Hold on. Well, while I'm doing that, I want to do this again for y'all that were not on at the beginning. I want y'all to hear this right now while I'm doing this. Let me get to it, because it ain't but a couple seconds or minutes or whatever. So here we go.
You know who you are. Slavery gonna go to your head, and criticism won't go to your heart. Because I don't let anybody criticize me who I don't let advise me. If you don't have sense enough to advise me, you sure don't have sense enough to criticize me. You are 80 stories above the people who are criticizing me. You got to get on an elevator and come down 80 stories to talk to people.
Hello, hey,
Because there's a reason they know me.
glad you picked up. Didn't know whether you pick up or not, but I got something playing right now. It's gonna end very quickly. So just hold on before I let people know who I have on the line.
In a perfect position.
Hold on.
You can't trip over what's behind you. God is blessing you to be up here, and you're going to answer somebody down there. Go ahead and do what it is God has called you to do. If God has blessed your life, if God has blessed you personally, stop trying to answer folk who don't know God.
All right, y'all. Okay. I have Councilman Andre Knight on the line. I couldn't make it to the meeting today, but I just got through looking at it. I think I looked at it somewhere earlier, though. But I want your response on the Karen part. Did you see her as a racist or just as a Karen? Have your way.
I said Karen, because she want these special privileges. She came down there today crying. I said, "What you crying for?" Talking about when I thought she was gonna say, like all Karen said, "I got some black friends." She told me, "I got some black people in my family. We got some white people in our family. Much as they don't rape our women
Right.
back in the day." What's she talking about? Is it one drop of black blood?
Wow. You can't make this
You
stuff
ain't
up.
had, and then she talking about, and I asked the mayor, I said, "You read the rules, the committee of the whole is not for the citizens to talk. It's for the council to have a dialogue with the staff, get an understanding about information that we need to know." But now she gonna have her own privilege and change the rules to fit her and shut her right on down.
And see, that's why you got to have the person that in charge of the meeting they gotta be more solid. They gotta stop giving these folk leeway. They gotta put their foot down. I mean, it's getting totally out of hand. I mean, we've been experiencing it over the years, and I thought those folk had gone away.
She was the one that was being disrespectful.
Exactly.
Her.
But playing
It
victim.
wasn't me, because I kept saying, ma'am. I don't know what she said, but what she said, it was inappropriate, and she was being smart. So I just said, Karen. And she talking about somebody showed her the picture, come down there crying again. She won't cry when she stood up that night. She was hollering and waving her hand.
Well, I don't believe she waited till she went to the dog park. I believe she looked at it that same night when she got home, because if it was me, I would want to know what happened. I wouldn't have went to sleep that night knowing it was online.
Well, it was me, and it's just like when you go in the courtroom, the judge say, remove your hat, it would be no talking. And if you talk, he had the bailiff to remove you.
That's right.
So they read the rules twice, I think. Then when it got out of hand, I even quoted the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like maybe 20 minutes before I even addressed Karen.
That's right.
So, but she felt privileged that she can come in there and act and do as she say. I mean, as she saw fit. I mean, if it was me, they would have, or you, or Shaniqua, they would have, or Boo Boo.
Oh yeah.
They would have kicked us out of the thing.
That's right.
They kicked us out for clapping.
Right, you remember that?
Yeah, because the mayor said it ain't gonna be no circus, but she gonna stand up and wave her hand and shout and pout and all that. So I said remove her.
Well, like I said at the last meeting during public comments, they need to set the standard. And again, I see today, it's not being carried out. So I gotta reiterate it again at the next meeting, public comments, because she came in there today with the same old foolishness, pointing at you and talking stupid.
I was ready, because I was gonna say I was the victim. She wasn't the victim. She came in and was saying something.
Interrupting you. You had the floor, and she was interrupting you.
It was she and the other Karen. Big Karen, little Karen. And I kept saying, ma'am, let me speak. I'm talking, ma'am. And then she go on. But that's privilege. Everybody can see through that. And then tonight, I don't care if she called my name or not. But she was wrong, because she couldn't go to Nash County doing that.
Well,
or any other county.
Well, and if it had been us, we couldn't have done it. I mean, it's just very disrespectful how
well, they can come in there and say anything to me, and I don't supposed to say that.
Right, and you ain't supposed to say nothing. But I told you I would be a Eric Mays on them. I sure would. I would show them how ignorant I am. Because you ain't going to disrespect me. I'm a grown man. And you going to come in my meeting and disrespect me? Oh, no. No. I would have to do it every
Remember the time when I was mayor pro tem and they tried to come down there and do that? I took that gavel and beat that thing. I thought I had broke it. I said, bam, 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 bam. You gonna get out of here.
I know that's
You
right.
gonna come here and overtake, you gonna come and take over my meeting that I presided over? Oh, no. You come in, but you gonna sit down and you gonna follow the rules or you'll be escorted out of here.
But look, I ain't
It
gonna
ain't
hold you long. I might try to reach another council member, but I just wanna I want you to touch bases on the 353,000.
People don't listen. I told them. I just looked at them and put my head down. I said, "It's right off Vance Street in your ward. What are you talking about?" I said, "It's a reduction, like we did. I think all the nonprofits we reduced them 10% to help save money, and you gonna ask for a presentation the same day within a few hours of the meeting. That's not even fair to the person you asked to present." So, but everybody know what they're doing, so let them, you know. Well, everybody's so smart. I just dropped my head and just said,
Well, I'm just amazed because after the city manager did his update, I'm just amazed at how people come back and with their prepared speeches and still go on with them, although he have addressed them. I mean, you know, you could save a whole lot of time if you just eliminate foolishness. Everybody wants to be heard. They want to act like they speaking for their constituents. But in the meantime, to me, they make themselves look stupid.
But my thing of it is, and I heard someone say something today, you know, Rocky Mountain Line. Okay, council's not in the building. We don't key in. We don't read meters. So we got to rely on whatever the staff and the city manager gives us. Because, you know, we just can't go barging in that department, interviewing people, sit down, looking at the computer. I wouldn't know where to begin. Number two, we already said there will be no disconnect, no late fees, and to bear with us until we figure it out. It's not a quick fix, you know, and I think the business services people try to do the best they can with limited staff. And we telling you they ain't got but 3 people in the call center. What you gonna keep calling down there for? Yeah, you gonna wait 2, 3, 4 hours. I call my cellular carrier, and they said, well, you have a 45-minute hold. If you want to continue to hold, push 1. If you want to be called back and not lose your space, push 2. But we said earlier we didn't have the capability with the technology to be able to handle the call volume. And then when people call in the customer service, you might call in to check your balance. But then this person may call in and they got to do some research on their account. So it may take a call with you 5 minutes. It may take 30 minutes with the next caller.
That's right.
Or longer. So we telling people don't panic. Let us figure it out. And they come right back down to the same thing, or they'll run right down there to customer service where you don't have but 3 people. So if you got 100 folks going down there, of course there's going to be a line out the door because there's been a reduction in force. You don't have the same amount of people working
in those areas or those departments. And then, they keep talking about, you ain't answer question. I can't answer no question no more because I'm not in the billing department. And the manager trying to do the best he can. Ms. Hall trying to do the best she can. And the workers. People go down there and cuss them out. Well, those ladies and men behind that desk did not create this, which I don't think they trying to help you understand your bill. If you come down there with an attitude, then they might get an attitude. So, I don't know.
Yeah, people can't take for so much. I mean, if you try to be nice to folk, and then they continue to push you, I mean, everybody got a limit. I don't care who they are. And everybody grown. Everybody is grown. You need to learn. You got to know how to talk to folk. And see that mess. I know I used to work in the store, with Zipmark, and when they sold out to other people and all that, but I always said the customer is right. Well, I would damn if they were right with me. I mean, cause hey, you gonna disrespect me. That sounds good, but you're not gonna disrespect me, and I didn't allow no disrespect. They come in there. I think they can do what they want to do. I let them know I'm going to call the police. And you going to get up out of here.
Right, and then we keep trying to work with the people. And, they come right back down to the councilman with the same thing. But they got another bill or whoever. We working between staff, billing, meter reading, third party, billing that send your bill out. And then you're working with a slow tail, United States Postal Service.
Right.
Because even if you mail your payment in Rocky Mount, if you mail it at the post office, they still got to send it to Raleigh.
And I heard sometimes they go to Virginia. I heard.
Right. So, it's going to be a delay. Like during the holidays, I sent something to a family member, and I did the certified mail. They said we'll get there on December the 23rd. It got there 3 or 4 days after Christmas. Well, what could I do? So,
And see what people got to understand is, you all hire the city manager. The city manager, those folk respond to the city manager and so that's to deal with them. And then if he don't do his job, then y'all deal with him. People got to understand the process. But they don't
right,
want.
And then they keep talking about who pulled the trigger. Well, they said at the meeting, the young lady said, "I discovered the problem.
That's right.
All." I talked to her. I said, I wouldn't send no bills out, in no December. I don't care what it is. And he posted something in the Walmart, Target, all these different places, and spend all that money. And you talking about they owe another bill. But she said she asked the city manager. He said, first of all, did you fix the problem? She said, yeah. And then he said, okay, send them out. So she just didn't go and set out no bills without going through her boss.
And then
he said get with communication. Then they notified the council. They didn't put all the details in it, but they let us know that there was going to be another bill coming out if people's on HC, what was it, direct deposit, automatic, when they take your money out.
Right.
What to do if you don't want them to take it out of your account, you can call and cancel the automatic payment that comes out on the due date, so they won't withdraw it out of your account. I said there would be no disconnect, no late fee. What else can you say?
And then you got to take in consideration. You got to take in consideration too that, hey, y'all can't be but so lenient because you got a financial crisis going on, as Charles Robinson keep reminding folk as if they don't know. I mean, so hey, it is what it is. People gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do. The city got to continue to run. You can't just stop. Just like he questioning about spending money. They want a detail, want an update and all that on that foolishness about that $353,000. I mean, just craziness. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. People need to learn their role.
Well, you know, people gonna keep advocating for something that they don't want, and so, you know.
And then what I don't understand is, you said it so plain, when TJ, cause I remember I be at the meetings. TJ took on the alternative, and Richard is out, so you are the represent Ward 3 now. So why don't you step up to the plate and say you want to do it? What's the problem? And if I'm not mistaken, Ruben brought that up either during the committee of the whole meeting or the meeting the night when he was trying to swear in the community along with him. They focusing on the wrong stuff. But I'll jump right on and say I want to, even if I want my ward, and if I could do it, I would jump in there and say, I want to serve on it. You just got to question it. I would jump in and say, oh, I want that appointment. Make me think he don't want to learn the process. I don't know. But anyway,
he ain't gonna learn it if you don't listen. So, you know, when you already got all the answers, you just keep, you know.
And the people in the ward need to stop allowing him to come down there talking about he represent them and they got all these questions and all that. I'm quite sure one or two have. But it's embarrassing. It makes no sense. You need to be telling him to learn the process. Go to the meetings. Mr. Pike told him to come down there and see what they're all about. So I'm going to see the next meeting. I was hoping things would get better, but it seemed like every meeting is something else. I'm waiting for him to learn the process and keep your mouth closed and learn the process. But it's about 11 o'clock, bro. I ain't even try to call nobody else. I'm going to shut it down. Been on since 9:30. Might come back on again tomorrow. Might try to reach some others tomorrow. But I think I'll hear people long enough tonight. But if you didn't hear the first part of my when I first came on, you need to listen to Terry K. Anderson and let him tell you. I tell you, it's one part in there when he said people talking about you behind your back, and he asked the church could he say they were in the right position. Can he say it? That was my favorite part. So he didn't have to come out and tell him. He had to tell him what the kids. I mean, he made it plain and simple. All right, man. I appreciate you. I'm going to shut it down. Look at 11 o'clock news. See what's going on in the world, especially with this foolishness with ICE and all that crazy. That's another topic for another day. That is about the stupid. I think it's safe to say now that it ain't all about black on black crime no more. It's white on white crime. So they begin to feel it. They say that
but that was America was founded on. What are you talking about?
Right.
Okay. Don't forget that.
All right, man. I appreciate you. We'll talk.
All right.
Have a good night. All right, y'all. This have been Late Night Live, the DCN Smoke, bringing it to you raw. Trying to educate people on what's going on. You have so many people that don't want to tell the truth or say what need to be said. I ain't got no problem with that. The truth, they say, will set you free. So that's what I'm all about. Again, y'all have a good night. This is Late Night Live, the DCN Smoke.